All right, what's going on, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We are going to be going over how to play the downside, okay? Which is my favorite thing to do is to look at the VIX, okay? So that's what we have pulled up right here. This is the volatility index of the S&P 500. All right, so this is literally the polar opposite of the SPY, okay? So my favorite thing to do when looking at the market and day trading, okay, is to look at the SPY and the VIX side by side. But for the purpose of this video, I am just going to show you guys how to chart the VIX, okay, and how to be prepared for the downside, okay? Because when VIX runs up, the market goes down. All right. And when VIX goes down, the market goes up. So what I like to do, and I'm going to give you guys an example of it, all right, is play the 1 hour gaps on the VIX. Okay. Now, daily gaps as well, but you tend to get daily gaps a little bit less. And you do get a lot of pre-market gaps on the VIX on the 1 hour chart, which is really, really helpful in giving you an edge heading into the market. Okay. So all these boxes are gaps. I'm just going to show you guys the proof basically. Okay. So for instance, right here, we had a massive gap down. Okay. It even gapped down further. So a gap is this spot right here from here to here created a huge gap in these candlesticks. Okay. So that's a big alert for me that, hey, VIX is eventually, even though we gap down, VIX is eventually going to rise back up and fill this freaking gap. So I need to be prepared for the downside of when VIX runs up. Okay. So I know that VIX is going down right now. It's eventually going to run up, like right here, gap down again, and then it comes back up and fills the gap. It gap down right here, comes back up, fills the gap. All right. And it continues to fill the gap. Created a gap from here to here, comes back down, fills this gap. All right. We have this really old gap from here, all right, that teased the fill yesterday. So one of the VIX's favorite thing to do, okay, is to tease the gap, all right, and then give you the gap at a later time. All right. So for instance, like yesterday, all right, it was teasing the gap fill from 8 a.m., 9 a.m. It's dropping into the gap. Okay. Teasing the gap fill, comes up, rallies hard, goes back down, teases the gap fill, comes up, and then now we're starting to fill the gap down, and the market is going up a little bit. All right, the market has been going up. So what I want people to do and what I want everyone to realize is that VIX has a gap up right now to fill, okay, around 27 to 24, from 24 to 27. And the VIX is currently at about $20 right now, $20.67 at the time of this recording. All right. So we are currently filling the gap down, which would mean the market is less volatile and, which would send the SPY going up. Okay. The S&P 500. Now, once this gap fills, all right, we're going to need to be cautious because there's this gap all the way up to 24 to 27 on the VIX. So if the VIX goes all the way down to this gap, it's going to bring it down to $18. Okay. And then from $18 up to $27, that's a $9 rise in the VIX. That's almost 50% spike in VIX. That's going to be a very red day in the market, or a red week, or a red couple weeks in the process to fill that gap up. All right. So, the market does look good right now. It's going down. It doesn't have to fill this gap immediately. Okay. A lot of these ones filled quickly. All right. But if you notice, this one is all the way from November 24th. Okay. And it's now December 8th. So, it's been a little while, and this one is just now starting to fill. VIX could just tease this gap fill and just, and find support somewhere in here before filling the rest of the gap. But the video today is on how to play the downside. And this is one of the easiest and best ways to play the downside, is to chart the VIX, look at the VIX every day, look at it on the 1 hour and the daily chart, and look to see if there's any gaps. Okay. So yeah, you could use technical analysis to read the VIX and try to do some charting on the VIX. Okay. But for the purpose of this video, the easiest thing to do is to look for the gaps, either set some set some alerts near the gap fill prices. So that way you'll be alerted when it's approaching a gap fill. And then you can try to catch the move into the gap fill, or you can see if VIX is going to tease and bounce at the gap before filling later. All right. But that's basically the main thing. So when VIX goes up, it's time to short the market. Okay. And when I say the market, I don't mean every single stock. Like stocks like SPCE may run up on a day where the S&P is going down. When I say the market, I'm speaking, strictly of the SPY in general. Okay. So, you know, be prepared. Okay. VIX is going to rise up to 24 to 27 sometime in the future, which will cause a pullback in the market. And if that pullback happens, look for ridiculous articles about how we're in a bubble, how the stock market is going to crash, and how you should sell everything. Okay. And then watch how after we fill the gap, VIX comes back down and the market goes back up. Okay. Because VIX has got highs of 35. At 27, like we said, that's about a 50% increase in the VIX. All right. And it would have to increase 100% to go back up to all-time highs. And if we go up to 100%, then that is going to be a heavy correction in the market. All right. So anyways, I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. It's super helpful for me, and one of the easiest ways for me to day trade is trading the VIX gaps. Okay. Especially on the 1 hour chart and the daily chart. Those are the gaps that I like to look for. You can catch the momentum, and if you entered some SPY calls as this thing started approaching and filling the gap. All right. If you entered some SPY calls, basically meaning that you're bullish on the market, and those contracts expire today or next day or sometime this week, those contracts are up very well right now from your entry. If you would have entered, a little bit later. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to trade with us and gain access to our intraday thought process on the market while we're in the middle of trades, our entries and exits on trades, and also all of the valuable resources. Use the link in the description to join the Discord. Okay, you can use code Zachly, like the channel name ZachlyTrades, and get yourself a discount on the membership as well.